So how do you find the property deals that actually stack up, that make sense? So if you're going to be refurbishing a property to sell it on for a profit, how do you find those deals that are actually going to be worthwhile for your time that you put into the deal in the first place? Lots of different ways of doing this. So there is finding off-market and on-the-market property deals. Quite simply, on the market, estate agents, auctions. This is properties that everybody else can really see. They're out there for everyone to view, but ultimately that's where you're going to find those kind of on-the-market property deals. Off the market, typically what we call direct to vendor or direct to seller opportunities, where people might be looking to do a deal without having an agent involved. So how do you get them? How do you get those off-market deals? That is predominantly through advertising. So you might be advertising your services as someone who is going to be buying properties in the local area. Now, agents will often do that, of course, but your USP as an investor is often going to be you can buy quickly. You can offer speed and certainty of sale, no agent fees, because you're buying the property yourself. This can be attractive to somebody who's looking to sell quickly. So advertising, you could do that through online, the likes of Facebook. You could be advertising through dropping leaflets through doors. People might want to sell, they pick up the leaflet, understand what you're offering, and they might give you a ring. And you could take that one step further and drop letters through or post letters through doors. So you can download the name of property owners from land registry. You pay a small fee for that. It's only a few quid. And then you can actually write them personally. So that tends to get a higher response than just leaflets, because you're actually addressing it to the owner. It tends to get a little bit more of a personal response, and you get a higher response rate for that in most cases anyway. And one of the things I've tried a lot in the past is actually cold calling landlords, get their numbers from the local paper and see if they're interested in selling a property, because tired landlords can in some cases sell property. So that's something I've tried as well. So I've tried a whole bunch of different ways of off-market advertising or direct to vendor advertising over the years. And what I've found to be true, certainly for me, is the vast majority of deals I've ever done have actually come through agents and auctions, because I speak to a lot of estate agents and I view a lot of properties at auction as well. And I tend to find that there's a lot of properties to look at. So if you're getting started in property, you want to do property flipping, you want to turn property around, make a big profit, well, don't feel you have to spend money on direct to vendor advertising. Don't get me wrong, it can be effective, can be a good source of deals, but also cost a bunch of money. And the majority of deals I've found have actually been through agents and through auctions. But what I would say is, don't think that properties that are off market have to be direct to vendor. You can get off market deals through agents as well. Properties that those agents perhaps have just had a sale fall through on, they're just about to list again, but their seller might be particularly motivated to do a quick deal to an investor, get it tied up. Some cases you can get in to view those properties quickly before somebody else. You can get deals tied up before someone else in some cases. So when you're viewing a property or when you're calling an agent about a property, don't be too focused on just that one property you're calling about. That one call, that one conversation could lead to viewing something else that's coming on the market that someone might not, or nobody might not even know about at this point. So what else have they got coming on? Finding out that in advance can be a really good way of getting off-market deals through agents as well. So agents and auctions are of course free. It's just your time. The cost of your time is what you need to put in to be able to find those deals. And I think a myth when it comes to off-market or direct-to-vendor advertising specifically is that you're always just going to be able to get great leads and every seller you speak to is looking to do a good deal. That's not really the case. You could put a whole bunch of time and effort into that as well, and money, of course. And a lot of sellers don't necessarily agree to the price that you want anyway. A lot of them will, and it's, like I said, it can be really worthwhile, but don't expect that all the leads are going to be great. It's still a numbers game. Both strategies are a numbers game. You have to put time, effort, energy, and make a number of phone calls, view a number of properties in order to find what is essentially the exception to the rule. Most properties you look at, you'll not be able to buy at a price that makes financial sense for you as a property developer who's looking to make a profit. Just the reality. It's the law of averages or whatever you want to call it. You have to view a bunch. You have to go and make some phone calls. You have to put some time into this because you're looking for that exception to the rule. But if you are prepared to do this and make the number of phone calls, put a bunch of effort into it, you will get deals. Wherever you are in the country, there will be deals to be had. It's just a case of a numbers game, and also asking the right questions, being able to lead those conversations with agents to ensure that you get the best deals. And that can take some time, nurturing those relationships, making sure that you ask the right questions to get those deals. So hopefully this video training has been useful. It's given you a bit of clarity in terms of what path you should be on in terms of going out and finding those deals. So if you're getting started, especially, I would say don't necessarily commit to overheads right now. You don't necessarily need advertising overheads. There'll be plenty of deals, especially if you're looking just for that first deal and you're not buying 10 properties every month or so. If you're looking for that first deal, then there will be opportunities for agents and auctions, and it means there's no overheads. You can get started, and if you want to then add other forms of advertising for off-market deals, you can do that later. So hopefully this is useful, and you'll see me in the next video very soon.